So I have long considered the dumbbell triceps kickback to be one of the least effective and most overrated exercises for training your triceps. And there's a reason for that. When we're doing the triceps kickback with dumbbells, for 90% of the range of motion, our triceps aren't actually getting a ton of work. We're only getting work when we're in that straight arm position for that very last moment of the triceps kickback. Not a great use of your time, and it's not a great way to really put on muscle. One change though that we can make, and instantly we can get a lot more out of this move. We're just gonna change tools. Instead of using a dumbbell to do the kickback, we're gonna use a cable machine to do a kickback. Instantly, you're gonna get to work over a larger range of motion. You're gonna get a better triceps pump, and you're still gonna get that great squeeze at the top of every single rep. So let's take a look at the cable triceps kickback. We'll show you how to do the move and how to turn this into an awesome finisher for any triceps workout. So what are we doing really with any kind of triceps kickback? What we get to do effectively that we can't do in our other triceps exercises is really challenge the shortened position and get a really good squeeze as we finish every single rep. So on most of our triceps exercises, we're challenging that stretch position. Whether you're doing a triceps press down or whether you're doing a skull crusher, you're under the most tension when that triceps muscle is stretched out. But once we get to straighten out, our joints stack and we're not really gonna get a whole ton of challenge. And we have to really focus on squeezing our triceps because we're not getting a whole ton of challenge from the resistance. The triceps kickback, whether it's with a dumbbell or with a cable, is the exact opposite. During the lengthened positions, we're not under as much tension, but once we straighten out, we face the full force of whatever load we are dealing with plus gravity, and that creates a really, really good challenge for us to really maintain that straight arm position. We're training the triceps in the shortened position most aggressively when we're doing the cable kickback and when we're doing the dumbbell kickback. With the cable kickback though, we're adding more challenge through the rest of the range of motion. So for the 60 to 70% of this range of motion, you're gonna wind up challenging your triceps. That leads to more time under tension, and we're gonna get a little bit more of a challenge on the negative too, as we have to lower the weight. It is a lot of triceps bang for your buck. Let's get into it. So you're here in the cable machine with Brett, and we wanna set up the machine first to put us in optimal position so we can get really good tension at the top of the move. To do that, Brett is first going to take the handle off. All of these cable machines have a kind of ball or something like that that you can grab with your middle finger or your ring finger. We're gonna wind up grabbing the cable that way. It's gonna give us a little bit more of a consistent pull as we're doing our reps. The other thing Brett's gonna do, he's gonna lower this all the way down to the ground. That way, we get really, really good tension at the top of every single kickback rep. Once we have the cable set up, the name of the game from a body position standpoint is all about two things. It is about one, creating as much stability as possible so that we can move as much weight as possible and create as much tension through our triceps. And two, it is going to be about keeping his elbow above or behind his torso as much as possible. That's going to lead to a really, really good contraction through his mid-back. To do that, Brett's going to take a staggered stance. He's gonna basically, whatever you need to do to get a good stable position is what you're gonna do. If your cable machine has a handle or something like that in front that you can grasp, that's a very good thing to do with your offhand. Or if you don't have something like that, you can always dig your elbow into your thigh, but you wanna create a good position of leverage. The only other thing we're worried about here is we want Brett's shoulders ever so slightly higher than his hips. We wanna always protect our lower back, and we wanna make sure by doing this, we're also gonna ensure that our mid-back muscles have to fire off and stay really strong. From there, all Brett's gonna do, he's gonna grab the handle, and then we've got one more step, and this is all about that elbow position. As Brett gets into this position, he wants to think about squeezing his shoulder blades and look at where his elbow is relative to his torso. It is above his torso, and for the life of this entire set that he's gonna do, he's gonna keep it in this position. The strength of the triceps kickback happens in creating this parallel line, parallel to the ground, from shoulders to elbow, and maintaining that throughout the life of the set. That means we're taking our lat out of play and we're really making this a true triceps isolation exercise. From there, the exercise is simple. On every single rep, without getting any sort of rock, Brett is just going to straighten out his elbow. That position right there is where our triceps is working paramount, and then he's going to slowly lower back to the cable station. Think about taking about 2 seconds. We can get something out of the negative here that we can't really get with dumbbells when we're using the cables, so take advantage of that on every single rep. The key things you want to avoid when you're doing the cable triceps kickback. One is going to be breaking at the wrist. If Brett wants to keep that wrist as long as possible, he doesn't want to break at the wrist, because what happens when he breaks at the wrist is for a split second, show him a broken wrist, Brett. For a split second, that lever for your triceps is ever so slightly shorter, and we're not getting that really good line of pull. When Brett keeps his wrist in perfect neutral, we're ever so slightly longer with that. We're gonna challenge our triceps just a little bit more. Let's get the most out of the reps. The other mistake you're gonna see people make is they're going to rock at the elbow. Instead of maintaining this high elbow position, let's come back to the correct position, Brett. He wants to stay here, but it gets a lot easier, especially as you fatigue, to suddenly drop the elbow and then drive it back up on every single rep. That little rock has now taken emphasis off of our triceps for the entire range of motion. We're starting to involve our lats, we're starting to involve a little bit of momentum, and you're just not getting everything out of the triceps kickback the way you need to be. So the key way to execute this kickback, again, you want to keep that elbow nice and high, straighten out your arm every time, keep that wrist in neutral, and then just bang out these reps. You're really going to feel it smoke your triceps by the end. The cable triceps kickback is a great way to finish out any triceps workout because we're filling in the blanks in our triceps sessions. We have other moves that will let us go heavy, but we don't have anything else that's going to give us this brilliant squeeze. It is not going to be the first exercise in any of your sessions, whether you're doing a triceps workout or an arm workout, or you're doing a push day workout where you're pairing chest and tris. This is the last exercise you want to do. Hit some skull crushers first, do a couple press downs, do a couple close grip presses, moves that will let you move a little bit more weight with your triceps, and then you come to this. This is a very lightweight move. You're going to use 10, 15, maybe 20 pounds, and that should be plenty of load. That is partly true because we want to keep the reps higher on this. You want to think about going for 3 to 4 sets of anywhere from 12 to 15 reps, and you can work back and forth on this very, very quickly. You can literally do a set on your left arm and a set on your right arm. You don't need a lot of rest time in between because we're working for a little bit more of a pump here, working for that squeeze, and we just want to build mind-muscle connection. This is a great way to finish out your triceps though. It's going to give you a really good pump if you get it right. You want to just focus on that squeeze, and let's keep building those horseshoes.